If you've ever watched a Shaolin monk jump, sprint, or land, you've probably noticed something pretty amazing. Their explosive power? It actually doesn't start in the heavy muscles of their upper legs. No way. It begins right in their knees. So today, we're diving into 3 very specific knee movements that will totally transform your balance and explosive power. But hey, real quick before we dive in, always warm up those joints. Give me a few gentle knee circles, maybe some ankle rolls, just to get the fluid moving. Right. Once you're nice and warm, you're ready to learn a system that will completely change how you train your lower body. Let's get into it.
So, where does explosive power actually begin? Most of us have this really common assumption. We think, if I want to jump higher or move faster, I just need to push harder into the ground with my leg muscles. Makes sense, right? Well, powerful movement actually begins before you even push. Think about it. If your knees can't properly prepare for that force, your jumps are going to be lower, your steps become slower, and all that explosive movement just quietly disappears. It all comes down to producing force versus storing force. You see, explosive movement isn't just about making force. It's entirely about storing it, transferring it efficiently, and then bam, releasing it at the exact right moment in a fraction of a second. It's just like a giant slingshot. You can't release a slingshot without pulling the band back first, right? Your knees essentially have to learn how to act as that elastic band.
Okay, here's our coach's playbook for today's explainer. We're looking at a 3-move training system. First up, phase 1, the duck walk. Then, phase 2, the backward lean. Phase 3 is the shrimp squat. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at how this all comes together into the complete power system.
All right, jumping right into phase 1, the duck walk.
Now, look, I know exactly what you're thinking. At first glance, this drill looks kind of awkward, like you're just waddling around your living room in a deep squat. And honestly, yeah, it feels a little silly at first, but trust me, this is an absolute foundational tool for energy storage. So here are your steps. 1, stay low. 2, keep that chest upright. 3, take small, really controlled forward steps. And as your coach, I really want you to focus heavily on the physical sensation here. With every single step, you should feel this deep, controlled compression in your knees. You're not wearing your joints down, you're actually explicitly teaching them how to store force. Oh, and a quick breathing tip to keep you relaxed, just inhale smoothly as you step forward and exhale softly as your foot plants. Just keep that mental focus completely dialed in on that feeling of deep compression.
You know, modern biomechanics actually has a scientific name for what these monks were doing centuries ago. It's called the stretch-shortening cycle. As your muscles, tendons, and connective tissues lengthen under complete control, they start storing up elastic energy, exactly like compressing a heavy spring. The better your body gets at storing that energy, the more efficiently it can release it. So you aren't just producing new force, you're literally learning to recycle it.
So, your target for this duck walk is 20 to 30 slow steps. Move with absolute control. Seriously, never rush this. Remember the golden rule of this explainer. Before power can be released, it has to be stored first. By spending time moving through these really deep knee angles, your body is gradually learning to stay stable, strong, and elastic under pressure. So take your time, keep your breathing smooth, and just get those 20 to 30 quality steps in.
Moving on to phase 2, the backward lean.
While that first phase was all about learning to store the energy, this second phase shifts the focus entirely. Now we're building a physical structure that's actually strong enough to tolerate that stored energy. It doesn't look super explosive, but man, it is incredibly demanding. Okay, here is your step-by-step coaching. Step 1, kneel upright with your hips fully extended. Step 2, cross your arms over your chest. Step 3, lean your entire body backward in one perfectly straight line. And step 4, return to the starting position with control. Pay close attention to what you're feeling here. As you lean back, you're going to feel this intensely increasing physical tension running right down the front of your knees and through your quads. It might burn a little bit, but hey, that is the exact structural tension we're looking for.
Let's break down exactly why this works. Modern sports science calls this progressive tendon loading. To put it simply, unlike your muscles, your tendons don't get stronger from quick, jerky movements. They adapt and grow stronger when you challenge them under slow, controlled tension. Elite athletes train these exact connective tissues because, well, you need a body that's capable of absorbing heavy force, not just producing it. Essentially, your tendons become like these thick, powerful shock absorbers that make speed possible in the first place.
All right, let's highlight a few common form mistakes to watch out for, because form is absolutely everything here. You have to keep a perfectly straight line from your knees all the way up to your shoulders. A great little trick to maintain that posture is to pick a visual marker, like a spot on the wall straight in front of you, and just keep your eyes locked on it as you lean back. And whatever you do, never bend at the hips. If you break at the hips, you totally lose the tension on those tendons. Just lean back only as far as you can smoothly control, and then drive yourself right back up.
Your goal here is 6 to 10 slow, perfectly executed reps.
Look, I know it can be a little tough to stay motivated when you're training at home alone, but just remind yourself that during these 6 to 10 reps, you are literally bulletproofing your joints. You're strengthening the precise structures that transfer explosive force. So take deep, relaxing breaths and demand perfect control from yourself on every single repetition.
Okay, let's get into phase 3, the shrimp squat.
This is the final, and without a doubt, the most demanding movement in the whole system. This is where all that stored energy from the duck walk and all that structural strength from the backward lean finally come together into one focused action. So let's walk through this one-legged drill. Stand on one leg, bend the opposite leg behind you. Then, slowly lower yourself as far as you can with control and press back to the start. Now listen to me closely as your coach. Please use support if you need it. Grab a sturdy dining room chair or hold on to the back of your living room sofa. Honestly, depth is completely secondary right now. Your only goal is control. And you can track your progress beautifully with this. When 6 reps holding a chair start feeling pretty easy, try holding on with just 2 fingers. Eventually, you won't even need the chair at all.
The real magic behind the shrimp squat is something called dynamic stability. Every single time you balance on one leg, your entire body has to communicate as one perfect system. Your foot, your ankle, your knee, your hip, your core, they all have to constantly exchange information. Your nervous system is making thousands of tiny, continuous corrections before instability ever actually happens. And honestly, this is exactly why elite athletes can change direction or land from a massive jump so effortlessly. Their body isn't just reacting late, it's adjusting continuously.
For this one, I want you to aim for 6 to 8 slow reps on each leg. And if you're wondering how to progress, here's a logical plan for your first month. Week 1, use a chair for heavy support. Week 2, only go down halfway, but use lighter support. Week 3, maybe try a few reps with absolutely no support. By week 4, you're going to be amazed at your dynamic stability. Just demand patience from yourself and never sacrifice your control just to go deeper. True explosiveness is all about staying completely in control of the force.
Finally, let's look at how this all wraps up into the complete power system.
I really want to leave you with this powerful thought that just perfectly captures everything we've talked about today. The fastest body isn't the one that moves the hardest, it's the one that wastes the least energy. Really let that sink in and permanently shift your mindset about how you train for explosiveness. Explosive legs aren't built the exact moment you jump. They're built every single time you prepare the knees beneath them, one controlled movement at a time.
These 3 movements, the duck walk, the backward lean, and the shrimp squat, they aren't about building massive, bulky muscles. Not at all. They're a complete, integrated system designed to teach your body to store, release, and totally master energy. You want to know the best part? The whole routine only takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It fits perfectly into even the busiest daily routine. As for a schedule, I recommend keeping it simple. Just practice these specific knee movements 2 to 3 days a week. Doing them in the morning is highly recommended too because it gives you this fantastic surge of energy and blood flow that carries you right through the rest of your day. So I have one final question for you as we wrap up this explainer. Are your knees ready to handle your power? Take this new playbook, try these movements out at home, and start building that foundation for true explosive movement.